Hello and welcome back to Satisfactory. In the last episode we did a fairly extensive review of the recipes, the alternate recipes we already have, comparing them to the recipes, the base recipes, and also talked about a few of the alternate recipes that I'm looking for and hoping to get before I do the massive base rebuild. I can think of at least two of them right now that I still want. One is the solid steel ingots, which are the ones that are made out of iron ingots and coal rather than iron ore and coal, and stitched iron plates is another one that I'm looking for. And there are a few others that I haven't decided on yet. I started looking at them offline a little bit more intensely, so hopefully I'll have a grasp of what I'm looking for within the next episode or two. But we need to do more exploration before I can get to that anyway. So hope by that point in time, once we have all the hard drives we need, I'll hopefully have a grasp of what I'm looking for. And I still plan on getting every alternate recipe, just to be a completionist, but I want to try and get the ones that I'm looking for. So let's take a look here at what we got in the hard drive we set up before the end of the last stream, or episode. Casted screw. These aren't as good as the steel screws, I don't think. No, all these do is allow you to take the rods out of the middle there. So it saves a step if you're making them out of iron, but if you're going to make them, you might as well make them out of steel, and just turn them into straight into screws like this, which is way cheaper on the iron front than anything else. Here's that heavy flexible frame again that I laugh at every time I see, because I don't see the point in it other than, I guess, reducing the steel and replacing it with rubber, but I don't really see a lot of point there. So, yeah. And then there's this aluminum ingot, pure aluminum ingots that takes just the aluminum scrap and turns it into aluminum plates, or ingots rather, instead of mixing it with the silica. That would be fine, I suppose, depending on where I'm doing this at. But I think I'm going to do it right here in the base, so I have plenty of quartz nearby. So I don't see why I would do this one. So it's kind of this one or this one, because I'm really not impressed with the heavy flexible frame, I guess, other than it's faster than... That's what the advantage is to it. It's faster than the other ones. It produces 3.75 per minute, and the other ones are under 3. So that's the advantage, I guess, to this one. And I can see that. If you really need a lot of them fast, we don't need a lot of them fast. We could have used this recipe more as we were still sending these to make the rocket components out of. Now we just are using them to build with, and we're not going to be building that much. So I don't see the point here. Maybe I'll take this just for an alternate to the steel screws and obviously the base recipe, in case I want to make some screws out of iron, but I don't want to crank out all the screws out of steel. I don't know. It's kind of 6 of one, half dozen the other here for me. So let's see. We have 2 more hard drives, which will be good because we'll get those both researched in this episode, hopefully. So what I've done since the end of the last episode is I did some experimenting here with trains. A little bit, not much. I wanted to do most of it in an episode with you guys here, so I just kind of did a little bit of work on sort of spacing and positioning and whatnot. So what I've done here is this platform is 20 meters above that platform. This platform is high enough that I can put these 2-meter foundations over top of any of these buildings, the miners, and well, not the shredder, but that's not going to be there permanently. But because I plan on doing all of my smelting at this higher level here, and then bringing the materials down into the base for production. And it's not going to go as far out as the bus line is, so we don't have to worry about that being a conflict either. It'll kind of mostly be in this general area between here and over there where the copper is, kind of thing. So that's my intent anyway here for the smelting. I'm going to bring in the aluminum into here, bring in any other stuff we need to boost our production into here. So with that in mind, and with the fact that we can do trains in mind, I started looking at how do I set up a train station to fit on the foundations and look nice. And I found that they are just shy of 4 foundations wide. 4 foundations is 32 meters. This is 30 meters wide. And in order to align it to where the rail would be centered on a foundation, which was one of my sort of requirements here, it's off-center in the 4 foundations here. The 2 meters is over here as space and not over there. But I think that's fine because it gives me a little bit of space to walk through here. Whereas on this side, I can walk through on the platform itself. If you notice on the platform, there are arrows here. This is the direction the train must enter the station. There's also this little orange, I don't know, brake, I guess is what it is. I don't know what it is. But this is the direction the trains must enter the station. So if you're building a train station, you have to keep that in mind, that they're only unidirectional. There's also an arrow here on the outside of the station, so that you can also see, and I just fell off. There's also an arrow on the outside, as you can see, to also indicate the direction. So there's indicators there, so be careful when you're building stations that you don't put them down backward, because then you're going to have to tear it up and replace it. So then I was looking at, okay, well, how do I want this to work? And as you can see, I built some foundations out into the distance. And I found that if I do a 2 block, well, I guess 3 inclusive, yeah, 3 by 3 here, curve, that's about as tight as you can get and still be reasonably look good. You can get it a little bit tighter, not much tighter, but a little bit tighter, and make it be a full 90-degree curve here. Looks like right about there is about as tight as you can get it. But I want it to also end up being centered in a block. So if I go right out to the edge of that foundation block, it lines up perfectly with the edge here. And it lines up perfectly with the edge here, as you saw earlier, with the edge of the station. And it looks really good, I think. Like, it's a good curve. You could easily go out to 4x4 if you want to have wider curves. But especially here where it's coming out of the station, it's not going to be going at full speed, so I don't think we need to worry about tighter curves here. There is one other thing I wanted to do before I proceed on the adventure here with the rails, and I wanted to actually go and buy some of the additional foundation pieces. I forgot about that. I meant to do that when we were down here. Let me grab the coupons here. We have 56. Plus, I think there's 4 in here. We have 60 coupons to spend. My intention was to buy this double ramp pack here, and the inverted ramp pack, which is only 9, so it's not a lot. I might also use these pillars. That might be good for the rail station, or the rail lines. Maybe I'll get those. I don't see a whole lot of point for me for the quarter pipes unless I'm going to do some craziness with the cart. And then from there, it would be things like the wall attachments and the walls themselves, which I'm not going to worry about just yet. Oh, I know what else I wanted. I wanted the glass foundations. So we'll get this foundation expansion pack that gets us the glass foundation. And that's all I'm going to get for now is these 4 items. Definitely not going to, as we talked about last time, definitely not going to do equipment or parts. Statues later. Organization, the only thing we have left is stairs. I could get those. I'm not planning on using them. But I guess I could get them. And then the vehicle we already got. So really we've gotten most of the stuff that I'm interested in other than the walls and the attachments and the foundations. Yep, so let's get these 4 here. I'll buy those. That's 14 whole tickets. Are they going to say something or no? But I'll spend the rest of those tickets on something else, or I'll save them up for I kind of climbed up him. That's kind of weird. I'll save them for the statues, if nothing else. Let's actually look at what this pillar looks like, because I could put it in there instead. I haven't actually looked at what these look like yet. Oh, foundations, duh. So the pillar top attaches to a foundation like that. The pillar base attaches to a foundation like this. Come on, there you go. And then I guess you just put, pillar middles in between, like that. Those are quite shiny. I'm not sure that I like it super shiny. This kind of feels more, I don't know, more like it fits with the rest of the theme. I mean, there are shiny bits, but they're not even that shiny. Like, this is way shinier than, like, the chrome pieces on the burners here. So, I don't know. That was just kind of to think about. The parts that I'm more interested in are things like the inverted ramps and the double ramps, because I think those will look nicer with the rails. Inverted ramp corners, possibly. So, let me put... Let's see. I want the 8x4. Yeah, because it's 2 meters and 2 meters. But I wanted this one. Let me put that on my toolbar. I'm going to put it on 7 right now. But I might also use this inverted ramp too. So I'll put that on 6. The trains, during my experimentation, the trains can't climb the 4-meter inclines. They can only climb the 1 and 2 meter inclines. So, or the rails won't let you put down the rails at that incline. So we're actually going to I'm going to demonstrate some of that here as well. Boy, that sun is glary. So let's look at what 7 here looks like. As you can see, I've already extended out here into the distance. And that's our Caterium mine there, one of them. The other one we haven't started yet is up there on the hill. And so this is effectively... Can I get it to where we can see it? There we go. It's effectively an inverted 8x2 meter ramp on top of a regular... or with a regular 8x2 meter ramp on top of it. So my thoughts are to use it like this and make it be a lot cleaner as far as that goes. But I want to see what this looks like from the side a little bit. We'll build out here just a tad. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted it to look like. So I'm just going to kind of go up a ways into the sky here. We're kind of aiming to go up on top of this. Up on top of here, I think, is where I'm aiming for. I don't think I'm going to get all the way up on top of there. I don't think I need to get all the way up on top of there. But up on top of here is where I'm aiming. So, because up there is the bauxite, which we scanned for last time. But I'll scan for it again while we're doing this building. Let's see. Okay, so as you can see, I'm heading in the direction of a bunch of it there, and then there's some more over there. So as we get up here and kind of level off above this waterfall here somewhere, I'm going to put in I'll put in a station to pick up the bauxite from there. And I don't want to spend a lot of time doing a lot of this building, like the repetitive parts of this building. So what I'll probably do, actually what I should do is cut here in a little bit and keep building into this area and then come back in when I get in there so we can look at setting up that station. And actually I think what I will do that now, actually cut and come back in a little bit after I build a little bit of this extension. So I'll see you all momentarily. And I'm back down here at the base again because I needed some more concrete. But I wanted to, and I just picked it up, but I wanted to show you guys also what I've done as far as figuring out how these rails are going to work when it comes up to ramps. So let me extend myself. Fortunately, the rails aren't very expensive. However long this is here, many meters long, is only 8 steel beams and 8 pipes. And it's quite a length of track for 8 and 8. That's fairly cheap. Let's see how long that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 100 meters. It's 12 and a half effectively. It's not quite 12 and a half, but it's probably 100 meters. It's probably what it's being counted as. So I'm going to keep going here. I did some experimenting though with connecting it up to the ramps here. And if you just connect it up and just go up the ramp, then you'll end up with this nice gap or weird curve or something along that line. So I did some experimenting and I found a good way to do this. If you find the midpoint of the foundation before the ramps start, and you stop at the midpoint, and then you start a new rail, and you go halfway up the second ramp, that is right here, and you see how it kind of goes low, and then it jumps down to the next meter. If you go towards the highest point before it jumps up to the next meter, so right there, that looks really good, and I should have left this foundation here. It looks really good to me, at least, as far as that curve goes. It does go a little bit above, but I think that that's sort of an acceptable appearance, just to kind of fit. Let me take these up. Just kind of fit the look of the way we're trying to make this thing work. That is really kind of annoying. And then we probably can't make it all the way to the top on this. Nope, rail track is too long. So I'm just going to go all the way down here to where it ends there. And again, find the highest point before it clicks to the next meter. And then continue on. And where I need to stop here at the top of the ramp is 3 meters before the end of the ramp. Oh, we're too long again. Alright, too long. Right there. And I like how these things fit too, by the way. Nicely centered, the way they look in the foundation pieces. And then I want to stop 3 meters before the end. So that's 0, 1. Alright, come on. 0, 1, 2, why you know? Oh, I'm too close. Okay. I need to back this up just a little bit. Come on. There you go. The ramps are a little, or the rails on the ramps are a little bit weird. Okay, here's the end of where we're at. I just want to back it up to maybe here's good. And then we come up here. And we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And again, find the highest point. And then I continue over the ramp here. And I stop 1 foundation plus 1 meter, which is the shortest distance you can go from that, from the 3 meters below. So that must be 16 meters is the shortest distance you can go. And put this one here. And then I'll go out here again, and you guys can see what this looks like. I didn't need to go out that far. As you can see, it kind of eats a little bit into the foundation here, the support of the rail, or whatever the orange piece is here. Kind of eats a little bit into the foundation. But I think it looks the best look of it, at least. So that's where I'm at here. Delete those. And we can keep building, because I have 400 of each, so we can get quite far. I need to do some tree trimming here. I'll build a ramp or something down and trim those trees. Probably just off camera. There are some biters and other critters. So you don't see the different height thing here on the flat ones. Only on the ramps. There are some biters and other critters down here that were growling at me earlier. Actually, they might be up here yet. But they don't bother me because I'm built up in a foundation they can't get onto. And some more tree trimming needs to be done here. And now again, I need to stop halfway through the foundation before the ramp. We stop right here. And then we build up halfway up the second ramp, which is here. And again, looking for the highest elevation right there. And then go up the ramp as far as I need to go, or as far as I can go in this case. About there, I'm guessing? Yep. And continuing. We really got up here. Too long. Okay. And here. I think our total incline here is like 100 meters, so it's nothing to balk at. And hopefully the train doesn't have a problem. I've never actually run trains yet, so I'm hoping that when I try this out with a train, it actually works. Okay, so we're here. I need to stop this again 3 meters before the end of the ramp. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Right, 1, 2, 3. Right there. And then I come up onto foundation here and go 1 meter into the second foundation piece. And that looks the same as it did at the other ramp there. And now I want to do a bit of a curve here. Now this is where I ran out of foundations, as you can see. I'm going to have to do a little bit of spaghetti to get myself in here. I wasn't expecting these giant rocks here, but I'll get it figured out. So we can go... Actually, I may just do a diagonal type of thing here. That might be the best. If I can get it positioned properly, at least. If I came in... Yeah, see, they won't snap to a diagonal. So I'm going to do a curve and then another curve. So I wanted to bring this out here to the end of a foundation and then start the curve. So we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 goes here. That's the same curve as we had down at the very bottom. I could potentially go wider with this and not smash into that rock. I'm not actually sure. Let's see if we can do it wider. Because if I can do a 4, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let me build a couple here that I can see where I can stand someplace. If I can get out here, that's even better. Oh, is that perfect or is that perfect? Let me see if I can do now a corner. This one maybe? Where are you at? I probably can't put that here with this being here. Do this and do this one here. Let's try that again. Out to here. That is almost too perfect, honestly. What do those look like? Let me see what those look like. I haven't built with these yet, since we just bought them, obviously. Okay, it just comes up to a... It comes up to a point. I would probably have rather have had... We don't have, but just a regular triangular 2 meter high triangle kind of piece. But that works out okay. Delete those. But now I can delete a lot of this because we don't need it. This one goes. Oops, this one goes. These all can go. Make sure I'm not standing on it. This one could go. I could do another corner piece here. And I do plan on putting some foundations under these. Not with the rail there. Okay, let's plan that out a little bit before I do it then. All of these can go. I'll leave this one alone. But all of these can go. I think I'll put a corner here, there, and there. And then I have 1, 2 on the outside because of the rock being there. I think that works. Let's take this out again. Actually, I'm going to put this on number 6 because we're not using... I don't want to use what's on number 6. So put those there, there, and there. And I can pick up the rail again. come back out here. So that's kind of what I'm building. I'm gonna... Ooh, there's a lot of uranium rocks down there. Word of warning, do not go into that area until you have the iodine-infused filters and the radiation suit. That's a bit nasty. That's a lot of uranium rocks down there. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is just do the same kind of thing and squiggle my way into this open area up here, this red forest, which is an area I haven't explored yet in any of my playthroughs. But up here, amongst the all the bauxite, there's quite a bit of coal. There's a little bit of quartz up here. Let me see what else might be up here. And this is also where the uranium nodes are, so I gotta be careful about that too. But we're gonna definitely use the bauxite and most likely the coal up here as well, because there's just a lot. So I think I will be able to, or I'll find a use for it, even if it is just building coal power plants up here with it. I think there's some water up here too. Yeah, there's rivers and stuff. So if they're big enough, we'll build coal power plants up here even with it, even if we don't ship it down via the train. So, or we could build it down there under that on that giant lake. All right, so I'm going to pause again, and I will be back momentarily with some post squiggle into that part of the continent here. And we're back. I have made the curve here and the curve here, and I'm just about to make this next curve here to take me into the area proper. Go right out to here like this. And here, I did some experimenting with the chainsaw. These giant trees are not removable. So at least I couldn't get them to go away. There are quite a bit of bad guys down here. Of all kinds. The chainsaw does work on these leaf things here though. And they actually work from up here, which is nice. But I could not get the trees to let me chop them. So I'm trying to avoid them as best I can. I may have to do some swiggling here in order to get it to work. Also, I have been throwing nobelisks at the farty plants there. Try and clear them out. But unless I actually have to get down onto the ground, I'm not going to bother with the biters. Or I can just throw nobelisks down at them. I only have 20 left, so it might not be the best idea, but I can always just do that. Anyway, so the nearest bauxite is right over there someplace. Let's follow the scan here. There it is, right there. As you can see it right there on the ground. And then there are more in that direction and in straight ahead here. So the plan is to continue this forward a bit more, build a station in here, and belt in the bauxite from its various nodes into here, into the station, and then train those on down. I'm going to make the train obviously a big loop going down, back down toward the base. So that's the plan up here. How much supplies? I have quite a bit of foundation, or concrete left for foundations. I have a ridiculous amount of stuff left for rails. Rails are surprisingly cheap. Very surprisingly cheap. So I'm just going to keep building this out like this. And hopefully get... there's a spitter up here, so I'm going to have to deal with him. But hopefully get a station built up here. And then we can actually potentially do some exploration of this red forest area in the next episode. Oh, there's the spitter. He saw me. Okay, let's get out of there. Do I have ammo left for my gun? I do not. So I need to go make some more ammo for my gun. Where'd he go? Where did he go? Underneath me? Probably. I don't see where he went. That's an alpha. Oh, here he is. I must have clicked when I panicked. Where'd he go? Maybe I should put down the glass foundations. Then I'd try to throw the obelisk through the glass, and that wouldn't work out well. Okay. Oh, you can throw that at the tree. That's fine. Okay, I must have hit him with the first one then, because the level 2 biters, or the spitters with the red, they shouldn't die after 2 hits with an obelisk, so. Yeah. Alright, so in the next episode, like I said, we'll do some exploration up here while we're up here. We can also build the station, or I'll build the station ahead of time, however that works out. And then and then we'll continue the build of the rails back down and toward the main base. I do want to kind of travel through this area a little bit with the rails, and then come back down, maybe kind of over top of the rocky desert, and then back in. That way we can also pick up materials from the rocky desert if we need to. So that's kind of my plan here. I am going to do a bypass lane, and then have the station be off to the side on one side or the other. So that's also as part of this design. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.